Welcome to our world. Our world in one country, South Africa. Jungle, mountain, savanna, coast, the Big Five and the Small 5,000. A feast of flora and a wealth of cultural diversity. 11 official languages and a melting pot of styles and customs. This is South Africa, the Rainbow Nation. Gauteng is the smallest province in South Africa, but it's the economic heart of the country. And Johannesburg, the city of gold, is the gateway to your journey of discovery. From the moment you touch down, you'll feel the warmth of the African sun and the warmth of South African hospitality. With your every need attended to and every detail under control, you're about to embark on much more than just a sightseeing trip. This is the beginning of an adventure. Johannesburg is a place of soaring skyscrapers, energy and power. When the world's richest seam of gold was discovered here in 1886, no one could have imagined the sprawling metropolis the city was destined to become. With the earth delivering up its vast riches, the young South Africa soon had the stamp of wealth. But it was not a peaceful place. In the capital, Pretoria, you'll meet the implacable leaders of the past. The growing country needed its early heroes, as well as the resolute Voortrekker pioneers that opened up the interior. It also took a century of struggle history before South Africa could shed its past and move towards the peace and democracy that it knows today.
I, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, do hereby swear to be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
But untamed Africa still lies to the east, in Mpumalanga, the place where the sun rises. It's in this land that you'll encounter the dragon, Africa's mountainous spine, rising up in the form of the Drakensberg escarpment. Over millions of years, Mpumalanga's rivers have found their path through the strata of time, carving out giant canyons, taking shortcuts as glistening waterfalls, and plummeting down hundreds of feet to sculpt strange formations out of the living rock. They also brought something new to the surface, a tantalizing glimmer in the pebbly streams, the glimmer of alluvial gold. The gold spawned hamlets and villages with romantic names like Revolver Creek and Pilgrim's Rest. Today they're living museums that may still be haunted by the ghosts of the past. But beyond the 1,500-metre buttress that separates the high country from the lowveld, you'll find an even richer prize. Big game, running wild and free. The Kruger National Park occupies an area that was once a hunter's paradise. But today, the hunters are you and your fellow travellers, armed only with cameras and enjoying the greatest game sanctuary in the world. Although the park was initially proclaimed by Paul Kruger, it would not have been the living Eden that it is today without the dedication of one man, an Irish immigrant called James Stevenson Hamilton, who steered it unflinchingly through its rough early years. Today, his spirit lives on as father and protector of that increasingly precious asset, wilderness. The Kingdom of Swaziland, one of Africa's oldest monarchies, and the granite hills that surround you are among the oldest on Earth, formed 3.5 billion years ago. Though ancient, this small country has a modern civil works program, and an internationally renowned glass studio. Smoothly translucent, these beautiful pieces are as good to look at as they are to touch. The craftsmen who make them are among the best in the world. Trained by Swedish masters, they produce works of art in the prestigious Costa Boda tradition, turning recycled glass from all over Swaziland into stylish objects of beauty. You can also indulge your senses in another Swazi speciality, candle making. An infinite range of pattern and shape can be achieved by wrapping a decorative wax veneer around the candle. Each candle is individually handmade and therefore unique. The Lowveld of southern Africa is a bountiful place in every sense. The warm subtropical climate, the abundance of fresh produce, and the scented, balmy air are all food for creative thought. When the sun rises over KwaZulu-Natal, it shines benevolently on many different ecosystems, from coast to forest to mangrove swamp. Of these natural wonderlands, the St. Lucia wetland system is probably the most famous, a safe haven for the creatures of this watery realm and a paradise for birdwatchers and photographers. Since the area was declared a World Heritage Site in 1999, family life has become a safe and peaceful affair. A young calf is gently discouraged from straying, while his older siblings master the delicate art of hippo dominance. St. Lucia lies within the kingdom of the Zulu, a pristine, timeless and peaceful place. It wasn't always so. In the 19th century, the shadow of war swept across the land. The Zulu Wars, fought separately by both Britain and the Boers, made the rivers of Natal run with blood. Inadequately prepared, the British regiments found themselves in hand-to-hand combat with the impis of the Zulu army, which at its peak was 40,000 strong. Great acts of bravery and heroism were performed on both sides. Today, at the battle sites, the history of these hard-won campaigns lies waiting to be uncovered, and you'll be guided through the subject by a specialized historian.
Now, to explain what that is.
Britain fought Zulu, Zulu fought Boer, and Boer fought Britain. It took over half a century for the Zulu Wars and the two Anglo-Boer Wars to play themselves out. But by 1902, the guns that had echoed across mountain and veldt had at last fallen silent. The fighting spirit had been worn down, and the protagonists must have wondered why they had ever fought at all. The jewel of the Free State, a fairy tale land of mountain, pasture and sky. In the heart of this beautiful region, you'll find the Fouriesburg Country Inn. This is the home base of Fouriesburg Country Tours, and the special mixture of personal warmth and professional comfort that you've enjoyed so far is epitomized in this friendly hotel, the soul of the Eastern Free State. This is a fitting place in which to catch your breath, to enjoy a country meal, choose a good wine, and chat about your travels in the well-patronized pub. You're also treated to the very best of Eastern Free State hospitality, with a spit barbecue and farm-style bread.
There's a boat for a lake.
Refreshed for further travel, you're ready for the Mountain Kingdom, Lesotho. This desolate land was once the Basotho people's stronghold in the sky. The Basotho are a peace-loving people, but they were threatened by the ripple effects of Zulu expansion. The mountain fortress of Lesotho gave them the protection they needed to forge a nation. And today, Lesotho is an independent national monarchy. Where there are high mountains, there's kinetic energy to be tapped, and Lesotho boasts one of Africa's most ambitious hydroelectric projects. Its centerpiece, the Katse Dam, is a quiet expanse of still waters running deep, a reservoir of consummate power. From the roof of Africa to the land of milk and honey, The Western Cape is the most southerly place on the continent. It's a region blessed with mile upon mile of unspoiled coastline, and you can enjoy it in that most leisurely of ways, by train. A vintage steam train will take you gently through the garden route, so named for its picture book scenery, its abundance of lovely views, and its necklace of lakes lying in the embrace of forested hills and mountains. At your destination, you'll be able to pause and partake of another Cape speciality, fresh oysters from the tranquil waters of the Knysna Lagoon. And after a long, lazy lunch, why not take to the waters yourself for a quiet evening cruise? The fairest Cape, with its sentinel Table Mountain. Once a beacon for ships at sea, it's still South Africa's most distinctive landmark. And cradled 1,000 meters below lies Cape Town, the mother city. For centuries, Cape Town was the toehold of colonial power on the African continent. It's a gracious city with a long cosmopolitan history, and the cultures of the East still sit comfortably alongside the pomp and circumstance of imperial Europe. The Victoria and Alfred waterfront is a working harbour adapted for recreation, where the old coexists happily with the new, and pleasure craft rubs shoulders with working tugs and pilot boats. The Cape's Mediterranean climate makes it ideal for wine growing. The 17th century French Huguenots brought their flair to the art of winemaking, and the Cape soon became one of the world's most beautiful wine regions. Today, it's producing stylish New World wines with a distinctive South African quality. The Cape Peninsula offers a marine drive as lovely as any on Earth. It will take you through a panoramic world of isolated bays, vast white beaches and deep blue seas. And on a clear day at the tip of Africa, you really can see forever. Cape Town is the last port of call on your South African journey. With the mountains spilling its tablecloth of cloud and the Atlantic Ocean stretching to infinity, it's time to ponder upon the places you've visited and the wonders you have seen. You've experienced sights and sounds to quicken the senses. You've gained insights to excite the mind. You've travelled through the country in a luxury coach, and your accommodation has offered you warmth, atmosphere, and style. You've enjoyed food to feed the body and companionship to feed the soul. But most of all, you've inhaled the atmosphere of a distant land, been stirred by the spirit of place. And on your journey through South Africa, you've experienced more than just a new country. You've experienced a whole new world. A world in one country.